My name is deWilde. I had text, and if it was definitely a cold medium, and I had to do a lot of participation in order to fully understand what was being said and being conveyed. From my perspective, it seemed like Rosenberg was being a little oversensitive, and I didn't understand quite how much or how sort of violently he was being interrupted. And I it seemed like their positions on Medicare were not particularly far off. It was simply their politics. So I felt like I got that sense pretty well. I couldn't tell he'd left the stage until Ben, the Republican guy, said that he'd walked off the stage. So I didn't get a lot of the necessary reasons for saying the things that they did until sort of after the fact when people would respond to them. And I felt like I understood the story somewhat well, kind of 7 out of 10 or so.
Yeah, man. I'm talking for a minute. Oh, wait, is this still recording? Yeah. All right. What's up? All right, my name is Jackson, and I had the audio component to the group. And to me, I felt like I understood the story pretty well, probably like a 7 or 8 out of 10, because I was able to hear all of the different inclinations of people's voices. I could hear the entire argument. I felt like this was closer to hot media. We decided something along the lines of like warm media because it was similar to like a radio talk show that I could engage as much as I wanted, but I also got all of the input um, directly in, and um, I also felt like this was, what is this? Hold on. This was more sign versus symbol because this was something that I had to take in. All right, that's that's good. Yep, here we go. Pass it on. Don't worry about it. Just cut that part out.
I'm Martha, and I had visual only, and I thought that it was relatively cold media because I had to really engage, and it was more effortful in order for me to glean any information from the video. I had to really look at the facial features and gestures in order to tell like what the tone of the conversation was. And on a scale of 1 to 10 on how much I knew what was going on, I'd say it was about a 2 or 3. I could tell that there was some tension, especially when the guy left. But besides that, I had no idea what the names were, what the argument was. And definitely, this was a sign, not a symbol type of media because it was the actual debate going on, and there were no symbols. So.
I am Miranda Shepard, and I also had video only because you needed a lot of participation. Do you know if this? Oh, it's not dead. It's 85%. Just confusing. I said it was sign instead of symbol because it was in terms of video, but it was cold because you really needed high participation. There were times when I was trying to read lips and making a lot of effort to try to understand. However, I don't think it was actually possible to understand what was going on. The only thing that made sense was background information that I brought to the video. Yeah.
So we're Barry Sanders. I had audio and video. And on a scale of 1 to 10, I'd say definitely a 10. It was really easy for me to see the tension and also hear it. It was definitely a hot media because it didn't really involve a whole lot of participation on my part. It was pretty much given to me, and just kind of the audio and video. It was pretty easy to see that they were both on two far ends of the spectrum as far as their opinions on the reform. It was very, very apparent that they weren't agreeing and they weren't willing to compromise. And so, yeah.